Good afternoon, everybody. This is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. I had meant to get this video out to you earlier today, but life has been really busy. Today is September the 25th, and we have Jupiter in conjunction of Saturn in Sagittarius. This was brought into my awareness and coincides with what we are experiencing within our light body tree of life Merkaba activation here. And I was really trying to go into depth with this, but I have a window here of 20 minutes to get this to you, and I am going to make it quick. So the moon is in Jupiter, which is in conjunction of Saturn in Sagittarius. And this is so I guess I should have worded it kind of differently. Conjunction, the moon is Saturn and Jupiter in Sagittarius. So we have two gas planets. And the moon signifies water when it is talking about how it affects us internally, spiritually. It is about our emotions. The moon corresponds with the Yesod of the tree of life, and it represents foundations. It is a yin energy and coordinates again with our root because of foundation being its wisdom counterpart. Jupiter is a yang energy. It represents the archer. It corresponds with chest, which is the Atman or spirit, and coordinates with the lesson mercy and is a fire element. Jupiter works with the chest, which also connects or links to the Binah, which links to the Saturn connection. So Saturn is the yin, which represents our root, again, our root chakra, and is the symbol of the goat, represents the Binah within the tree of life. It is the intelligence of our lesson and is an earth element, which means our grounding. Now, we are back here at Sagittarius, which is the archer or Chiron. This is the wounded warrior, again, a fiery element. This also represents our high heart, our thymus gland. Now, I'm going to do my best to express to you how this works. I really have done a lot of research this morning. I spent several hours trying to understand more about the tree of life aspects and knowledge and how it pertains to us spiritually. And there is just so much information. What takes place is that we must be able to go within the darkness of who we are. If you are not able to or willing to go through the depths of your being, of who you are as a human, and see and face this aspect, you cannot rise as your true spirit. Now, we have two gassy, fiery planets here, and the moon being a water element because there's 2 fire planets here that's igniting this flame within. It's going to create a boiling point. Do you see where I'm kind of going at here? And because the energy is now, or you probably have been feeling it, is now residing within our root chakra, and it will do whatever is necessary to purge and clean out whatever is necessary. And this goes for wherever you are in your journey. Your purging process will take care of, or is supposed to take care of, lower vibrational thoughts and emotions and heal you at a deeper, deeper level. But this also goes into play with receiving higher states of consciousness and, again, parts of our higher self. When we look at the tree of life, the Bana sits towards the, depending on which way you're looking at the tree of life. And if I am correct, I believe the Bana is actually the right shoulder, and I could be incorrect here. I have read so much today, and I didn't actually make a note of this. And the now where was I? The chest. Yes, the chest. Maybe I'm saying this backwards here. Let me go back into, I have said it backwards. The chest is actually going to be part of our shoulder area. The Bana is going to be our, towards the outer of our temple, which again represents intelligence. Chest is about mercy. And in order to get through this, it's creating that diagonal line, if you will, from chest to Bana in a diagonal direction. It's going through what is called the dot or doth, and I don't know how to actually pronounce this. It is considered to be the high heart. And this is where divine knowledge must go through. It's also going through what is called the abyss. So if you have been feeling a little kind of blah, dormant, questioning your path here again, the abyss could be the reason why. And another word for it is the void. Can be called the void for you. However you feel comfortable with it. So what is actually, and this is really hard to explain. So what's happening is Jupiter represents, again, the chest. Saturn represents the Bana. We're making that link and connection from counterpart to counterpart within our tree of life, therefore our Merkaba. We are connecting wisdom that we have gathered. Whether or not you are aware of it, it is wisdom, some sort of lesson that we have gathered. And we have passed over a certain level here where we are now going to be entering into a higher level, again, of activation, where we will in time merge with the divine. And so we are going to be experiencing healing that, of course, reflects the wounded warrior type. Not only, quite possibly, the abandonment issues. And if you haven't realized, we go through this cycle of root to crown, in between, of course, throughout our journey, because the solar system is continuously moving through every single astrological sign. And it will always make its way back to a certain point, because we always have more clearing to do. And until we have clearing to do, we can still step into more knowledge that is associated still with those areas. Now, with the root being the center of attention here, we're creating a buildup, a boiling, and purging at the same time. That fiery sense that you may be feeling within your sexual fire. Not sexual in the terms of, I guess, sexual energetic fire. So not in terms of being intimate with someone else, but the merging of the two, divine feminine, divine masculine. Your energetic being is now rotating and creating that fire, and will begin to boil. And that is what's needed to allow the life force energy to rise. And again, this rising, boiling point is always taking place. It will continuously take place until it is time to unite and merge with spirit. And so, and again, I'm making this as simple as I possibly can, because I have other things to do today. Now, you should know by now what correlates with the planets. So moon coordinates with our hidden emotions that we are not dealing with. More so our foundation right now. Jupiter, again, is associated with the Archer, in connection with it. And because Jupiter is within Sagittarius, along with Saturn, you have the emotion, the hidden emotion that is associated with the three concepts. And if you have done your work, the purging, of course, is still going to be there. You still might have a little bit of your symptoms and side effects and clearing that might come up, but it's going to be a brief clearing. And what's really going to take place, if you are at that higher level of activation, is that it will get to that boiling point for the life force energy to make its way through your high heart now, where it is now connecting the dots from the Jupiter / chest within the tree of life area to the Saturn / Binah tree of life area, allowing you to connect to that higher diamond that I have been speaking about, and in time merge with spirit and one, the Father. And I am really going to try and get this worked out where I can give you better explanation about the tree of life, because we have in this tree of life, when we begin to wake up, the process is of light awakening you. So there's a downward motion, a descension, and an ascension, and then a descension again, because the final descension is when you merge with spirit again, and are able to be united and have those lessons merge with your higher self, kind of like until you're finally, it rises again, and you are therefore spirit in action. I hope I said that correctly. We will have basically 22 steps, yet which represents, depending on where the steps reside, different dimensions in different parts of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. All of those. So it's always going to flip back and forth between, and each of these make a triangle within, and make these lessons. All of this together, when these stages are complete, you will actually see, when you begin to look and understand what the tree of life and how it coordinates with the planets in the lessons, it does make up your Merkaba. There are laws or lessons that are governed within our Merkaba that we have to get through in order to completely begin to use our Merkaba for the purpose of serving our purpose. It is our Merkaba that actually allows us to go through our tree of life several times through the other dimensions, while we are learning the process of, whether it's astral travel, talking with and speaking with our soul family, knowing that type of connection, whatever it is, it allows us to do that while we are here on this earth plane. I hope this makes sense. And, now that I am giving it to you, I don't know if it really does. There are just different brackets within the tree of life, different gateways within the tree of life, different dimensions within our tree of life, and different lessons associated with it, as well as different chakras and different planets. And that's why I think it feels like we're always working, because we always are. And really the Kundalini, or the life force energy, is working 24 hours a day, especially towards our end phases. And you probably feel it 24 hours a day. And I especially feel it towards evening hours, regardless of what's going on. I tend to feel it more so when I am getting ready for bed. Okay, so this is the best that I could do for today, and I apologize, and I hope it makes sense to you. Regardless of your understanding of this video, today does mark a significant time for our activation here. And I actually thought today was the 24th. I didn't know it was the 25th. And this is not to be confused with the Jupiter and Saturn in opposition, which is coming up in December, I believe, in Aquarius, if I'm correct. So do not confuse the two, although we have to get through this one to make it to that one. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.